Hello everyone and welcome back to Week 10 predictions.
It's also known as probably the worst slate of games in the entire season.
It's crazy it's already Week 10, man. Like, that's crazy. We're more than halfway done the season already. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can.
It's unfortunate. But yeah, let's talk about the shittiest Thursday night football game we've seen in a while. The 1-7 Panthers are going up against the 2-7 Bears. What do you got?
Shoosh. It's kind of a rough one. I actually felt like the Bears had more of the wins than two, but I don't know.
Fields might be back. He might be.
Honestly, I'm going to say even if he isn't back, I'm going to have the Bears because I feel like their backup, Tyson
Baggett. Or Badgett. Badgett.
He's been playing teams pretty close, and so I respect that. And I'm going to give him his flowers and say that he can beat a Panthers team.
Yeah.
Mostly because I think that Bryce Young is he's struggling right now. He's going through a rough patch after having, it's one game, but I think he's going to start going through a rough patch. A little bit of a learning process. Frank Reich's going to be on the hot seat. Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, I got the Bears as well. I don't trust the Panthers right now. I think the Bears are the better team, and they're going to get the job done. So give me the Bears over the shitty Panthers on Thursday Night Football. Next up, the 4-5 Colts are playing the Patriots, who are 2-7. Not a great game. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with the Colts. I feel like the Colts have been playing good.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of riding their defense right now. Their offense, rather.
They're riding it?
Brother.
They're riding it.
So they're riding the offense right now because they're continuing to put up a lot of points per game. With Gardner Minshew, Jonathan Taylor, he's getting back to form every week that passes. I think they're just going to be too much for the Patriots to handle. They're not that lower echelon team that the Patriots could beat.
Yeah, I got the Colts as well. I think Shane Steichen is the best new hire so far this year.
Oh yeah,
by far. The Colts are 4-5.
I miss him.
I expect them to be 500 after this game. The Patriots are a dumpster fire. There's rumors that Bill Belichick might be on the hot seat. I doubt it, but they just don't have the roster to compete right now, and the Colts do. So give me the Colts over the Patriots. Next game, we got the Browns at the Ravens, a nice AFC North matchup. The Browns are 5-3, Ravens are 7-2. This is going to be crucial for a playoff spot. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with the Browns.
Okay.
Feel like the Browns defense is just on a different level, and although the Ravens defense is good, the Ravens offense, from my recollection, don't really think that they've faced a top defense like this yet. So I'm not entirely sure what to expect from that offense. I feel like Lamar, it's a divisional game too. That's a big part of why I think the Browns are going to get a win. And even in the beginning of the season, I thought they were going to split. So I'm going to give them the split actually in Baltimore and then have the Ravens beat the Browns in Cleveland.
Okay. I've got the Ravens. I'm going in a different direction. So far, Lamar Jackson has been playing like an MVP candidate. I know the stats aren't going to show it, but he's been making all the right plays, all the right reads, and John Harbaugh has been coaching a hell of a team there in Baltimore. The Browns, though,
he always does.
They've been consistent. They've been getting the job done. Deshaun Watson actually looked good last week.
He did.
Will they keep that up? I don't know, but I don't think so this week. I think the Ravens are the better team. They're going to get the job done, and they're going to beat the Browns in Baltimore. So now we're going to another great game. These are probably the two best games of the week so far.
Yeah.
The Texans 4-4 at the Bengals, who are 5-3. They've been winning as of late. They just beat the Bills. Who do you got in this matchup?
I'm gonna be honest. I have the Bengals. I think the Texans are a good young team. I think they're still a year away, maybe even. No, they're a year away. But the thing is, the Bengals, in my opinion, they're not entirely back yet, but they're kind of like the Eagles right now. In that their wins, their win against San Francisco was good, but last week against the Bills, it was good. Could have been a lot better. Kind of like the Eagles, they look like they could have done so much more in the game, but they didn't. So they'll get back to form. So I think the Bengals are going to get back to where they need to be.
Well, I'm going to go in a different direction. I just can't pick the Bengals convincingly here. So I'm going to go with my upset of the week. I got the Texans over the Bengals. The way C.J. Stroud has been playing, he has been playing amazing. And I think he is the reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year at this moment in time.
He can't be the reigning if he hasn't gone there.
Or he is the what's the word?
Leading
the leading I said reigning, the leading candidate for offensive.
I would love if the Texans won this game.
I think they do get the job done. I think the Bengals, I don't know. Their offensive line, I don't think they're going to keep Joe Burrow upright. The Texans defense has been getting pressure, and I think they're going to get home, and they're going to make the Bengals offense not be great on Sunday. So I got the Texans over the Bengals, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I think it's hard not to root for the Texans right now.
Yeah, so
49ers at Jags. That's another good game.
Yeah. Who you got?
It's probably the final three. I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think the 49ers are just too good of a team to go 5-4. It's really as simple as that. The Jags are a good team. You can't sleep on them. But I don't know. I feel like offensively it switches every week other than ETN. Like, whoever they use, there's not really a consistency. And that's not to say that that's an issue. It means they have good weapons who can step up. But I don't know. I feel like the Niners defense is just going to be able to overpower that offensive line and the offense in general. Jags defense, they're one of the ones that I feel like are more off and on whether they're going to have a good game or not. So, I don't know. Just think the Niners are the better team.
Yeah, I think that bye week helps them out a lot. They had a lot of players that were banged up. You got
great for Purdy too, because he gets to refresh his mind because he had two games in a row, 2 losses,
3 losses in a row.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean
they were 5-0.
Yeah. Well, the one didn't. He didn't have a bad game against the
Browns. Yeah.
But I'm saying he had 2 stinkers in a row, and it's like you kind of need that break, right? That came at the perfect time for them. And
yeah.
Chase Young.
But I think they're gonna have some players that were banged up coming healthy. I think CMC, he was banged up. Debo might be back. Trent Williams might be back. I think Brock Purdy, like you said, I think his confidence will be higher after having a bye week. Like a nice week to
some practice,
reset.
Get to see the ball go into the receiver's hands, not into the corners.
Yes, but I think it's going to be a close game. I don't see the Niners winning convincingly. Like, it's going to be a game that's going to come down to the final minute. But I do have the Niners winning over the Jags.
I wish that those last 3 games they did 1 at 1, 1 at 425, and 1 at 8.
Yeah, well,
give us one to watch.
Shit happens, man. Next up, 5-4 Saints going against the 5-4 Vikings. So
this is another good game. So maybe it's not as bad as we made it.
Well,
it's just they're not the big guys.
I think what they did is the primetime games are dog shit.
Yeah, so like Saints and Vikings, knowing the situation of the Vikings with no Jefferson, it makes it more of an interesting game. Dobbs played well, and I think that he's going to continue to play well. And so I think that they're going to beat the Saints. The Saints, for me, I just don't see the record. I don't see that 5-4 when I watch them.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, he's not really found some consistency, it feels like. His numbers might say otherwise, but from watching the game, it just, I don't know, it doesn't really feel consistent. Chris Olave, not really in their game plan as often as he should be. But yeah, maybe they're just, I don't know. They'll figure it out, I'm sure, but I don't know. I just like the Vikings. I feel like Dobbs is good enough to help them win some games.
Yeah, they're on a win streak. Josh Dobbs coming off a first win with the Vikings. I think they get the job done yet again. Cam Akers is now out for the season, which is unfortunate. He tore his Achilles. They just traded for him. But I think Alexander Madison, he will carry the load and make things happen for the Vikings. Matthew will be back.
We have food to make sure it does not burn.
Yes, but commercial break here. But I do have the Vikings over the Saints. I don't trust Dennis Allen right now. I think he's a guy that might be on the hot seat. If they don't even make the playoffs this year, this is the year they have to make the playoffs. And if they don't make the playoffs this year, it's going to be quite concerning because you went out, you got a franchise guy in Derek Carr, and yeah, the team just has not been clicking. Like the offense, you still got all these offensive playmakers, and they haven't been a high-scoring offense. So something's going wrong there. Maybe they just fire their OC. We'll figure it out. We'll see as time goes on. But I do have the Vikings over the Saints on Sunday. Now, Matthew is back, and so is the next game, Packers at Steelers. I have the Steelers.
I also have the Steelers.
The Packers offensively has just not been there. Like, Jordan Love had a great start to the season, like those first 2 or 3 games, and then he just completely fell off a cliff. I don't know what it is. The defense has figured him out, and he just hasn't been that guy. we don't know if he's the franchise guy. So is he going to re-sign there? That is going to be a major question this offseason. The Steelers, though, they're finding ways to win these games, and I believe they're going to win this game too. Mike Tomlin has been coaching those boys up. Kenny Pickett's been making some plays. Deontay Johnson finally scored his first touchdown in like over 2 years. So that's nuts. But yeah, that defense is playing unstoppable, and I think they're going to have a nice little matchup against Jordan Love, and they're going to get the job done. So I got the Steelers over the Packers.
Yeah, I also have the Steelers. I just think the Steelers are the better team. Saw somebody today say that the Steelers are like the worst winning team in the league. Or they might be like the worst team in the league or something like that. I was like, are you kidding me, dog? Listen, I get that their defense bails them out, but like, don't you kind of want your defense to do that? Like, because then that just means that when your offense starts clicking, you're going to be unstoppable. Because you're going to put up 30 and allow 10. Like, I think the big thing is Canada. He's had 2 games in a row where it's like, okay, it's getting better. They still need to put up more points. But they're getting to the red zone and they're able to, get some field goals. But, again, need to see more from that offense. But if they can start firing on all cylinders offensively, and I don't know, they'll be a dangerous team. And Packers, Matt LaFleur, I'm sure he's working on different things, but it's mostly been, in my opinion, Jordan Love who hasn't delivered. I don't really think it's been the game call or gameplay.
I think they try and get a new quarterback this offseason. That's just my opinion, but we will see. That would be interesting. I doubt that, though. Titans at Buccaneers. Titans are 3-5. Bucs are 3-5. Who do you got?
I think the Bucs are going to win the game. I think losing to the Texans, they should have beat the Texans. But C.J. Stroud was able to pull a miracle, and he's him for that. But yeah, the Buccaneers, they're a good team. They're better than 3-5. Baker's been a little bit inconsistent, but it's also been the offensive line. He doesn't really have too much time to do much. But yeah, I think Will Levis, he's going to have a test here. He's had a test against Pittsburgh, and he'll have another one against Tampa. This is a game that I think will be close until the end. I could see either side winning, but I'm going to go with the Bucs. I just think Mike Evans could have he's going to be the difference maker. And have
yeah. I got the Bucs as well. The Titans are in that rebuilding phase right now. Like, they're trying
They've
Will
committed
Levis.
to it.
They're committed to it, yes. They're going to start Will Levis for the rest of the year. But yeah, the Bucs, they have the better roster. They're in all their games that they play, and they should have won against the Texans last week, but the defense could not make any stops, and they just let C.J. Stroud go right down the field. But I think against this Titans team that's rebuilding, they got the upper edge here, and I think the Bucs will beat the Titans. So let's go to the next game. Falcons, Cardinals.
If Bijan doesn't get a touchdown, I will lose my mind.
The Cardinals are 1-8. I'm rooting for the Cardinals for the Giants' sake, so hopefully the Cardinals win. I'm rooting for them for the rest of the season.
I think that
with Kyler's back first game.
Yeah.
There's a shot. James Conner might be back as well.
So I think they're finally going to start using Bijan.
Okay.
I think that Arthur Smith, his comment got out. There's no way he goes home and doesn't see at least a few comments of people calling him a dumbass, a bitch, whatever he could be called.
His job is literally on the line. Start Bijan and use him.
You drafted him so high.
Yeah.
A running back, and you're not going to use him. Like, at that point, you should have taken a fucking something else.
Jalen Carter.
I don't want to live in a world where that happened. But then we'd have Bijan.
Yeah,
but then we wouldn't have Jalen Carter. We would use him.
Then you would use him.
But yeah, see, you know what good teams do with top picks? They use them.
Right?
They don't use Kyle Pitts, or they're starting to, but now that like Kyle Pitts disappearing thing is now on Bijan. Like, can't they just involve them? I thought Arthur Smith was the guy that got Tennessee to utilize all their guys. But I guess not. He sucks. So go Cardinals.
So you're rooting for
I think Cardinals are going to win. I think Kyler's going to come back. I think, listen, his ability to move with the feet, that's what's going to make it.
Move with the feet?
Move with his feet, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be the reason that they can win this game. I know he's just coming back from an ACL, but, like, again, it's not like he has to sit in the pocket. So he'll be able to move around. Calais Campbell, he's a little bit old, so don't think anybody on that D-line will really be able to keep up with Kyler if he starts running.
Yeah.
It's all going to come down to that first hit, because I know athletes always say, like, after coming back from an injury, it's that after that first hit, you can hit on all cylinders again. But until that happens, you're going to be a little bit, a little shaky.
I got the Cardinals too. Fuck it. I need them to win for the Giants' sake, and Kyler's back. James Conner most likely is back.
Quarterback.
They open up his practice window. But yeah, Jonathan Gannon, he's been in most of his games in the beginning of the season, but that's when they had Josh Dobbs. So now you insert Kyler Murray in the lineup. I think they'll have that same kind of thing. The offense is hitting on all cylinders, and everything's going to happen, and Kyler is going to be the man, and he's going to win in his first game back. And they don't want to draft a quarterback because they have a franchise guy. So just win this game for me, for the Giants' sake, please. So I got the Cardinals over the Falcons. Lions at Chargers. The Lions coming off a bye.
That's another good game.
Yeah, it's another good game. Brandon Staley's job is on the line, man. I'm telling you. Every week it's on the line. They just beat the shitty Jets, so that happened.
So I'm again, I'm not going to make the same mistake I make every week, which is try to give the Chargers more credit than they deserve, right? I look at that logo, I think of Justin Herbert, and I think of the offense, and I'm like, surely they can put up the points, right? The Lions are going to win. And watch, now the Chargers are going to win. But I just think the Lions are too good of a team at this point. They have a solid wide receiver 3 now, and Donovan Peoples-Jones might even be number 2 with how Jameson Williams has been playing, right? But that you add to that offense that was already putting up a ton of points. They got Jahmyr Gibbs to finally become Jahmyr Gibbs. Tell Atlanta to look at that. Look what happens when you utilize your fucking running back, right?
But they're only using him because Montgomery's out.
But I feel like he's going to I think he's going to take over from here on out. But
we will see.
Yeah.
I think Montgomery's still better in the goal line situation, my opinion.
Well, yeah, but I have the Lions.
Yeah, I have the Lions as well. They're coming off a bye. They just got spanked by the Ravens, so I think they get the job done, and they beat the Chargers, and Staley will remain on that hot seat. I think he gets fired at the end of the year.
Okay.
Bold prediction. I don't know if it's really bold, but
I don't want to talk much about this next game because I feel like
all
we're
right,
going to need to
let's
get
talk about it. Ready? Giants 2-7, dog shit team versus the Cowboys, coming off a loss, and they're playing a dog shit team, so that means they're going to win.
Yep.
Cowboys over the Tommy DeVito New York Giants. It's unfortunate. Jones is out for a season, but
I agree.
The future is bright.
Let's move on.
With Caleb Williams in sight. That rhymed. All right.
Commanders at Seahawks, 4-5 at 5-3. Seahawks, in my opinion, we're gonna kind of go through this last few games pretty quickly.
Yeah, because they're all dog shit.
Seahawks are gonna get back on track.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks. Geno Smith and company will get the job done. Ron Rivera's on the hot seat. They suck. Give me Seahawks.
4-4 Jets at Raiders, 4-5. I'm going to go Jets. I think the Jets' defense is going to be able to stop Aiden O'Connell, and that means that the minimum Jets points that they get to put up is going to be enough.
I have the Raiders. Antonio Pierce has been coaching them boys up. They just destroyed the Giants. They're going to destroy the shitty Jets team. They came and scored points. Zach Wilson's awful. I don't care what you say. Just because he won those, there's how many games?
He's
few games.
Playing pretty damn good.
No, he hasn't. Last game he sucked. They couldn't even score.
This is Nico Collins all over again.
No.
Raiders you don't know a good player
over
when you
the
see
Jets. Book it. It's gonna happen. All right. Last game of the week. Broncos at Bills. Bills Mafia. We are gonna win a game and we're gonna get back in that playoff push. So give me Bills Mafia over the shitty Broncos. We're gonna end the video off there. Week 10 predictions are now done. Drop a like, subscribe, check out all our other videos, our socials, and our link tree. We're gonna end it. See you later. Benchwire.
Out.